So good morning everyone. This is the third lecture of nucleus. In last class we have discussed about binding energy and mass defect. Today we are going to solve one numerical based on this mass defect and binding energy. Binding energy of alpha particle. Alpha particle is basically helium nuclei, guys. Alpha particle is basically helium nuclei He24. So binding energy of helium nuclei you have to calculate. So what I have written, mass of helium nuclei is given 4.001265 AMU. Proton mass also given and neutrons mass is given. So guys, we have to calculate binding energy for alpha particle. This type of question you will find in either board exam or in JEE mains. So guys, what you have to do, alpha particle is helium He24. So if you have to make alpha particle, actually in alpha particle you know that atomic number is 2. So 2 protons are there in alpha particle and neutrons actually A minus Z, that is 4 minus 2, which is 2 neutron. So I have taken 2 proton plus 2 neutron, which makes you alpha particle He24 and releases some energy, guys. This is the energy which is required to bind these nucleons, and that is why this energy is known as binding energy. So first of all, we have to calculate mass defect. How we will calculate mass defect, guys? Since I have already discussed that mass of these nucleons, if you add these masses, if you collectively add these masses, guys, this nucleon's mass is more than actual mass of the nucleus. So you add these two masses, what the value you get? Z into mass of proton plus A minus Z into mass of neutron minus mx. Mx I have taken mass of this nuclei. So I have to calculate the defect in mass, means how much difference in the nucleon's masses minus actual mass of the nucleus. So guys, what I have done, delta M is equal to Z into mass of proton plus A minus Z into mass of neutron minus mx minus actual nuclei mass. So guys, what I have done, 2, since 2 proton are there, 2 into this mass 1.007277, I have written 2 into this plus 2 into mass of neutron, which is 1.008665, 2 into 1.008665 minus, and this last one is the mass of helium nuclei. So nucleon's mass subtracted by helium nuclei mass, so that gives you delta M mass defect. So I have calculated mass defect, guys, 0.030621 AMU. So binding energy I know that is delta M into C square. So I told you that, guys, 1 C square is equivalent to 931.5 million electron volt. So I can say that binding energy for this helium nuclei is 0.30621 into 931 million electron volt, which is 28.52 million electron volt. Now guys, first of all I would like to ask you one question, and then I will discuss what is binding energy per nucleons. If I ask you, guys, it is iron nucleus where binding energy is 492.8 million electron volt, and this is bismuth where binding energy is 1640 million electron volt. So my question to all of you, if you are seeing these things, so what comes in your mind? In your mind, that is these things will come, guys. This is more stable, because in order to break the nuclei of bismuth or Bi, you have to provide 1640 million electron volt of energy to it, and iron is less stable than these things. This should come in your mind first, because guys, you understand only binding energy, but this is a wrong concept, guys. So don't think so. If binding energy more, stability will be more. So what is the parameter which decides the stability? And that parameter is nothing but binding energy per nucleons. So guys, binding energy per nucleons always is the parameter for deciding stability, not binding energy simply. So binding energy per nucleons, how you can define? So I have written here, guys, to compare stability of different nuclei, we use binding energy per nucleons instead of binding energy. Don't use binding energy for stability criteria, guys. Binding energy per nucleons. What is binding energy per nucleons? It can be defined as binding energy of element divided by its mass number. So binding energy per nucleons is equal to binding energy upon mass number or atomic number, mass number, that is atomic mass. This is atomic mass of the element. So guys, I have written here, it is this energy is required to remove one nucleons from the nucleus. Binding energy per nucleons is required to eliminate or remove one nucleons from the nucleus. So guys, I will calculate binding energy per nucleons. So Fe I have taken 56 is mass number and 492 is binding energy. So guys, when you calculate binding energy per nucleons, so 492.8 divided by 56, which values coming to 8.8 million electron volt. And for bismuth, if you calculate, so bismuth is binding energy per nucleons is 1640 divided by 209. When you solve, this is 7.84. And now you can see that guys, this binding energy per nucleons for iron is larger than this one. So I can say that this iron nuclei is more stable nuclei. So guys, removal of one nucleons from iron requires more energy. It requires more energy than bismuth, so iron is more stable. Even if I plot the stability curve, guys, if I show you this stability curve, means I have plotted the curve against a number of nucleons in the nucleus to the binding energy per nucleons. So you see that iron is the most stable element in this graph. So guys, if the atomic number is less than that of iron, so what actually the tendency of these nuclei, smaller nuclei, is to combine itself and obtain the stable configuration like Fe. So guys, smaller nuclei combines together to being stable like iron nuclei, and that is why in this region nuclear fusion takes place, guys. Nuclear fusion takes place in this region. But guys, which is actually heavier nuclei, they breaks into smaller part to obtain like uranium 92 238. They breaks into smaller part like barium and krypton to obtain this stable configuration, and that's why for this region nuclear fission takes place, guys. Nuclear fission takes place, and that is why this is the reason of nuclear fission and fusion. Smaller nuclei wants to be the stable configuration like Fe, so they combines together, and larger nuclei, they wants to break itself to get this nuclei, and that is why nuclear fission takes place in the larger nuclei and fusion takes place in the smaller nuclei. So the larger nuclei fission, smaller nuclei fusion. Okay guys, so today I am stopping here, and in the next class we will start radioactivity basic concept. So thank you everyone.